Gratitude can burn your karmas. Sufism is completely a gratitude-based religion. If I have to reduce the whole of Sufism to one word, it is gratitude. You can see it in all the poems of the great Sufi masters like Jalaluddin Rumi and others. You can see the flowing energy of gratitude in their words. Gratitude makes you a nobody, just flowing energy. Gratitude is like a fire that can burn all your karmas. What is karma? It is an unfulfilled action on your part that pulls you again and again to fulfill it. In order to fulfill and exhaust all such karmas that we have accumulated, we take birth again and again on this planet. Just by being with the energy of gratitude, these karmas get burnt. Such is the power of gratitude. Gratitude, the ultimate prayer and religion. When your prayer becomes gratitude, you attract more benevolence to you. This is the law of attraction and the law of nature. Like energy attracts like energy. Gratitude is the ultimate prayer that can bring us more than we can imagine. Many people think prayer and gratitude are bondage. No, they are the greatest liberators. They liberate you from the bondage of discontentment. Discontentment can destroy your whole life. Only because of discontentment, we run behind something or the other all the time. When gratitude flowers, the feeling of discontentment is simply wiped away. Then you experience life differently. You experience that life is fulfilling. To live with a feeling of fulfillment is the greatest blessing for any human being. Only when gratitude flowers can fulfillment happen. When fulfillment happens, irrespective of what you do or how you do it, you remain fulfilled. You don't do things to become fulfilled. You are already fulfilled, so you do things out of it. When gratitude becomes your attitude, fulfillment becomes your nature. Then every moment becomes an overflowing, including your prayer. Prayer should be an overflowing of the gratitude and fulfillment in you. Some people ask, why do we go to the temple and pray? Understand, prayer is a celebration of the benevolence of existence. When our prayer is this way, existence responds. When existence responds, it comes to you as more benevolence in your life. This is the virtuous cycle of prayer and blessing. The problem is that we have been taught that prayer and God are tools of last resort. We have not been taught that they are the very source and result of the continuous auspiciousness that happens. A small story. A pilot announced to the passengers in mid-flight, "We regret to inform you we are in terrible trouble. Only God can save us now." A passenger turned and asked the man sitting next to him what the pilot had just said. The man replied, "He said there is no hope. God has become the last resort of no hope in most human minds." Prayer is actually bowing down to the infinite existence and surrendering your respect, fear, confusion, anxiety, and everything to it. Existence, which is the very breath in your body, the thoughts in your mind, and the life force in your being responds by taking care of you. When you pray with such deep reverence, existence showers you with the 4 things you need in life. 1. The energy to change the things that need to change. 2. The intelligence to know what things do not need to be changed. 3. The understanding that whatever you may change, existence itself is an eternally changing dream. 4. The liberation that comes from the above 3. Whenever you feel the presence of existence, you start feeling gratitude, and that is prayer too. Prayer is nothing but deep devotion and a feeling of connectedness with the presence of existence all the time. Even satsangs, spiritual gatherings, are meant only to foster this feeling of connectedness to the whole. Real prayer is not reading prayer books. It is not offering material things to God. It is not donating money to temples. It is deep and silent gratitude to the whole of existence for being what it is. It is the undaunted trust that existence is taking care. It is a deep and passive waiting for existence. This is real prayer. If the other things happen as a result of this overflowing, then it is okay. I always tell people a wonderful story of a Sufi saint. Sufism is a religion rooted in gratitude. It is nothing but gratitude towards the whole of existence. One Sufi saint and his disciples were in their spiritual wandering. They went without food for almost 3 days. On the 4th day, they were even chased away by the villagers, and so they slept in a graveyard that night. The next morning, The saint, as usual, started to say his prayer of thanksgiving to God. His disciples could not believe their eyes. They had gone without food and shelter for so many days, and their master was thanking God. They refused to follow suit. The disciples asked the saint, "Why should we thank God when we were refused food and a place to stay for 3 days?" The saint replied, "You have been fed and given a place to stay for 30 years. What about thanking Him for that?" Prayer is gratitude for the continuous showering of existence upon us. Don't think I am suggesting to you very old and outdated techniques. No, I am telling you these things from what I experienced in my own life. In my days of spiritual wandering before enlightenment, I traveled extensively by foot. I went across the length and breadth of India. I traveled with just 2 pieces of clothing and a vessel for begging food. I also took a vow not to touch money and not to keep food for more than 1 meal. I tell you honestly, I lived like a liberated king on planet Earth in those few years. Existence simply gave me what I needed for the moment. I did not bother about the next moment. I experienced the invisible hand of existence every moment of my wandering days. So understand that these things are possible and have happened to me, who is now sitting right in front of you. Expectation is the culprit. Let go. Try to sit down and make 2 lists. One of all the things that you have and one of all the things that you don't have. The first list should include every single thing that you have, starting from your eyes, ears, hands, and legs, because there are people who don't have some of these. Include all your physical and mental faculties before moving to material things. If you write very sincerely without leaving out anything, you will not be able to complete the first list. That is the truth. If you find you are unable to finish the first list, it means gratitude has started happening in you. The problem is that there is a continuous expectation in us all the time. That is why gratitude doesn't happen easily. We continuously receive input from our eyes, nose, ears, tongue, and touch. Based on this, we continuously expect something or other to happen in a certain way. When we see someone who has a better house or a better car, it registers in us. When we hear of some great achievement by someone, it registers in us. Our energy moves only outward, constantly following our 5 senses, never inwards towards ourself. Gratitude is when this process reverses and you suddenly awaken to the abundance in you. With gratitude, there is no expectation or greed. Working with expectation is like pouring clarified butter into the fire to quench it. Can you quench fire by pouring clarified butter into it? Never. In the same way, you can never feel fulfilled if your actions are rooted in expectation. You will only tire your senses. You can live either in expectation or in gratitude, never in both. With expectation, there is a desire to possess things. You become the owner. With gratitude, you become the enjoyer. When you are the owner, you enjoy only the few things that you own. When you are the enjoyer, you enjoy everything in existence. When you look to own, nothing will seem enough. When you enjoy, everything seems to be overflowing. That is the difference. A small story. In a village, the night guard was on his rounds blowing his whistle periodically. He had an earthen pipe that he smoked. He filled it with tobacco and searched for a matchbox. He didn't have one. He went to the nearby hut where an old lady lived and asked if she could give him some ember from her oven. The old lady said her stove had not been lit for the past 3 days and that she herself was managing with the little food they gave in the temple. The guard went to the next house and asked if he could have a matchbox. They said that they themselves had taken a burning log of wood from the neighbor to light their stove. Now they neither had fire nor a matchbox. The guard decided to go to the village chief's house, where the maids would surely have a matchbox. He went and asked them for a matchbox to light his pipe. One of the girls looked at him and asked, "Fire to light your pipe? Why not use the lantern you are carrying?" The guard couldn't believe his eyes. He had been carrying a lantern all along while searching for a matchbox. When we believe that what we need is always only outside of us, we will continue searching like the night guard. When we believe that existence always gives us what we need, we will find everything within us all the time. Your very body language can change with gratitude. When we work with expectation all the time, we will carry a subtle violence in our body language. It is not deliberate violence, but inherent violence. If we become a little sensitive to our body language, we will be able to catch this. Watch yourself when you type on the computer, when you handle phone calls, how you place the phone receiver back in its cradle, with what aggression you walk, how you close the door behind you, how you hold your child's hand. Everything. You will see that everything carries a subtle violence in it. You can try this. The next time you close the door, remember and observe how you closed it. Now, open the door and close it again softly, with tremendous gratitude and awareness, until it closes completely. Feel yourself when you do it. You will observe the difference between the two experiences. The second time, you will suddenly soften inside yourself. This is the effect gratitude has on you. With gratitude, your entire body language changes. When you start experiencing deep gratitude, your responses to situations change. You start resonating with existence. Your body will flow with that resonance, with a cool grace and softness. All your actions will arise out of this grace. There will be no violence. Only joy will be flowing. Then anything you do will only make life sweeter. Meditation. Every day, just sit by yourself for half an hour. Close your eyes and allow any thought, person, or situation to come to your mind. If it is a positive thought, a person you love, or a situation that you cherish, feel deep gratitude for it and see it go away. If it is a negative thought, or a person you don't like, or an unpleasant situation, feel gratitude for that too and bless it. Anything that comes to your mind, bless it with deep gratitude. You will see that in a few days, your whole attitude becomes soft and compassionate. You will start seeing things with great compassion and receptivity.